Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is part 2 of World of Forts, which I think is probably what I'm going to end up calling this campaign. We are waiting on our ahead of time penalty on the new industry techs ticking away, so we can start deploying our extra research slots. And we are also, of course, moving towards a lovely new research slot. Shiny new research slot just for us. What do we get out of the Soviet treaty? Is it? I think it's specific bonuses for medium tanks, unfortunately, rather than it actually just allowing us to get a 100% ahead of time reduction on like heavy 41s. That would be so good, though, if that is what it gave us. That would be hilariously good. We're obviously just taking all the long plays in terms of research. We don't need any kind of tech about actually going to war or anything anytime soon. We just need the glorious Soviet industry. So we will keep focusing on that. We've invented heavy tanks. Jeez, it's time to start building them. We will immediately start building them with upgraded heavy guns. We do need to just quickly a little hop, skip, and a decommission. So there's the heavy tank. We're not going to struggle for support for infantry equipment, is my studied opinion. So let's immediately bring this down. With concentrated industry, we're going to have enough infantry equipment forever, I think, probably. Officers Purged is hurting us on our industry output right now, though. It's only plus 2%, even with concentrated industry 1 research. It sucks. I think I was wrong in the first episode when I talked about artillery. We shouldn't have line artillery in our infantry. We should just stick with the standard infantry, because the infantry are never going to be able to push, ever. So we just shouldn't worry about the infantry. What matters is the tanks, essentially. So we should concern ourselves with what matters. Not to sound too abundantly obvious, but we should concern ourselves with what truly matters. I'm confused as to why Tanatu from Mongolia aren't puppets at game start, by the way. Just my impression of the Soviet Union is that they wouldn't have had like an equal partner in freaking Tanatuva. I know you can annex them, but it just seems weird. Okay, yeah, glorious Soviet battleships begin construction. Obviously, we'll deploy everyone to Leningrad. Great. These guys. Those that can actually make it here should make it here. These guys, of course, can't, which is a shame, because there is a Soviet battleship in there. So you, Turkey, you won't give me military access, even if I improve relations? No. Max you can get from improved relations is plus 10. Unfortunately. Opinion goes to just minus 100, right? Not minus 200? It's between 0 and 100? Pretty sure. This ain't no, what's it called? My lord. EU4. So we're going to build our heavy tank division off this division. Because it always got 6 motorized in it, and all we want is 5, so it's pretty close. Heavy tank 1. And it's going to need... Well, we'll just leave it with the default symbol, but we can just change it from there. So you are... Tank Corps. Glorious. And we will keep the light tanks around. Like we'll just run, we won't upgrade them or anything. We'll just run them into the ground. So I should at least rename them. Obviously, we won't need Cav. What we will need is some military police. So we might as well set them up now. This is MPs, and we will use my traditional symbol for military police. Good. We have enough for a guy. Do we have a, we don't have a political, whatever you call him, guy that gives you more political power. I'm tempted to get stability right out of the gate here. 15% stability is really strong. That's, what is that? 7%? No, 8% factory output? Let's get him and then find out. 6 to 12. Okay, 7. No, 6%. What? How? It was at 60, whatever it was before, 66, it was at plus 6.4. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, about 6. 6% factory output. That's pretty good, honestly. I think that's worth it. Pick, personally. We'll be in a defensive war, which will really help our war support and stability once they attack us. Do you get a bonus for being in defensive war, or do you just get a debuff for being offensive? No, you get a hit for being at war, even when it's a defensive war. Okay. It's war support that gets the buff. Let's just make absolutely sure of that. Yeah. Socialist science, which I maintain should lower your research speed. But there you go. Okay, so I guess we start kind of roughly organizing our OOB. Not at all seriously. Just so we have the right generals in place with the right traits. So we need infantry leaders in position. He's a cavalry officer. Don't think we're going to make great use out of that particular trait, sir. Let's get one from here. Because we're going to have, you know, even if they're not these divisions, because we'll probably disband most of these divisions once the war starts. It's good to know how much equipment we have in the field right now, and therefore probably how many divisions of the kind we actually will want to use, we can use. For example, obviously we're going to need two field marshals, at least, for infantry, because we are the freaking Soviet Union. So you can have this guy. Now, one of the big questions. Who is going to be... Do we have a guy with engineer? Oh god, we don't. That's horrendous. How do you get the engineer trait? You have winter expert, so I like you already. Combat modifier for all river crossing. Okay, so we're just going to have to, like, grind ourselves into their forts until we get engineer so we can give someone fortress buster. That's okay. That's okay. So, question. Do we bother doing, like, any of these focuses? I think the answer is possibly no. Because we don't have to demand Eastern Poland, right? They just honor the treaty obligations. We would have to not get Bessarabia. Or don't you have to do anti-fascist and then it auto-completes a bunch? It's been so long since I played this game. I think that's right. You have to do anti-fascist diplomacy, and then it auto-completes all of these. Alright, we will do that then. We might want to do an early winter war to get rid of the Great Purge. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's do an early winter war. So that we can see about starting to work down that penalty. Which maybe means we shouldn't bother keeping men deployed so we could send volunteers to Japan. Sorry, to China. They've already gone... Oh, right! I forgot! We're not on historical focuses. Japan's going... What are they doing? This one. The London Naval Treaty. They're going to get a non-aggression pact with China. They're preparing for war against the Soviet Union. Oh, God. I completely forgot. So... Well, it would have been funny if they got opposed Hitler. They're still going Rhineland, which means Germany's tree is pretty much still locked in. But they might not do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. They may never do treaty with the USSR. The world is a much more dangerous place than I thought. We need to start putting men on fronts. So holding against the Japanese... well, this can be our Japanese detachment. These guys. So you guys will come in this army. Well, the thing is, we will be able to hold against the Japanese relatively easily because of all the level 10 forts. I don't know if you've noticed that we have a bunch of level 10 forts. Right, so all of you guys... How do you select all again? Is there no way to select all units in an army? Of course there is. Just click on the army, you fool. I told you, it's been a while. All become infantry. And then anyone green. Well, we can just train them, that's fine. We're the Soviets. We have plenty of infantry equipment. Something like this. And now you guys all become infantry. And we will deploy you here. And here. So the freaking Japanese are going against us. That is, that's going to be interesting. But that's basically just free army experience, I guess. So since you're going to be doing that, Probably want to give you charismatic. And you can train your men. We're going to need more men over here, though. Let's bring over a bunch of these guys. And some more of you guys. Oh no, there's the one's already there. You fool. Okay. I think like 2 infantry in each province is probably going to be plenty, honestly, with level 10 forts. So we're going to be at war with Japan for like... Oh, right, and mustn't forget about Sakhalin. Good old Sakhalin. Right, so we might as well just do this now. Everyone switch over. These are all just have. Make sure we don't switch over any tanks. Or actually, I think I already did that over here. Oh well, we just have more supplies for the tanks that we do have. We were going to run them into the ground anyway. It's not a big deal. We don't want the motorized division. You switch over. Great. And you guys switch over. Okay, so the entire Western Theatre can begin training as well. Great. Well, that's exciting. I haven't played with ahistorical focuses for ages. I like playing with ahistorical focuses sometimes. Normally, I like it. I like the predictability of HOI4. It means you can come up with more detailed plans. But planning on the fly, also fun. So we should get some synthetic oil experiments going. And we are likely to be in a war soon, so I'm going to start using this 4th research slot to do some whatchamacallit, probably. What do I mean by whatchamacallit? You know what I mean. Military research. Military research is what I mean. We should really invent close air support as well. As well as doing some mobile warfare. Let's prioritize mobile warfare, I think. And you can do... Maybe I should start researching the next heavy tank. It's 900 days, though. Wait a minute. Defense? Don't be silly. Well, it also gives breakthrough. Fine. And we don't want to research ahead of time infantry weapons. Almost there on training. Plus, of course, we're getting a bunch of XP for this, which is always nice. By the way, this the aerodogs you'll see in a couple of places, only on menus, I believe, though, are from the UI mod, but I think the UI is sufficiently improved. Like, for example, this being a huge big box, that I'm happy to live with a couple of aerodogs. Plus, you know, they're kind of cute. How long was recently promoted last? Oh, well. Not very long. So guys, training. Yep, still need more training on them. So the Spanish volunteers will be brought back by us declaring the Winter War, obviously. And China, what is China going to do without having to go to war with Japan? I wonder if Japan going away, which means they don't go against China, means China has more chance to prioritize the interior. I bet it doesn't, and it really should. I should pass that on. Get us to change that. We don't want to use mountaineers just because the restriction on special forces means paratroopers are going to be the way we go for them. We don't quite have spare infantry equipment, so I won't start training anything just yet until we've completed our training regimen. France and Britain allows alliance. It's a bit early. Do I want to bother with these? It's only like, you know, 8 factories with 2 focuses. Kind of sucks. I think I'm going to start going down here instead. That's the wrong one, isn't it? You're supposed to do NKVD. Because NKVD divisions gives... Oh, 5% reinforced rate. They've changed it. It used to be like 35. It was ridiculous. I'm glad that's been changed. I don't think we need hot and cold acclimatization gain. Really. Maybe some instruction. Oh, we need radio if Japan's going to go to war with us. Okay, they're doing it. They're going to fortify the border. Oh, no, that's just one of these ones. Okay. Not going down here yet. So who's going to go independent? Are you, have you chosen your path yet? Ah, obedience. Yuck. How about you, Menguko? Menguko doesn't have focus tree. I knew that. Australia. I want to see if anyone's going, never another Gallipoli. They haven't chosen yet. New Zealand. Also haven't chosen yet. There is no Canada, of course. How about you? Not chosen. Raj? Go on, Raj. They haven't chosen either. I really want them to go, like, Communist Raj. That'd be fun. We can have them join our faction. Yeah, definitely. Captain of Industry. Should have got him earlier, really. Well, no, maybe I shouldn't. Stability is so good. So we are going to be in a bit of an early war, but I think I'm still going to go hard on civ construction. I think that's still smart, even with quite a bit of an early war. Should we train these guys all up to veteran? Trained? Regular, good lord. I think we will. I think we're going to put our whole army up to regular, just to give us a nice little bonus at the beginning. It's not the normal way to play the Soviets, obviously, because manpower is no issue. So something like that. Means you have better coverage. You guys are over covered there, so we can put some over here. Good. Okay. I think... yeah, we'll probably just have a stagnant front against Japan, and then we can test out our heavy tanks in the plains and forests of northern Manchukuo. I'll just take these guys. Need some up here. Right, and we should get some port garrisons. I don't want to use trained guys as port garrisons, so I guess it's time to start deploying men. And I like doing this these days. When you're a big country, just deploy your men in 24s. Related to military. Reorganization. I mean, I don't know. 5% reinforce rate? These days, I think this is the right way to go. You get extra division recovery, and you get a 50% bonus for land doctrine. It's pretty good, especially as a country that suffers on land doctrine because of the purge. I'm going to take computing machine next. Rubber still not doing fantastic. That's okay. So, we're just researching land doctrine straight through the purge penalty. It's only 8%. Now only 6, right? 7, okay. Is it really only a 1% reduction for each of those? I thought it was more than that. Interesting. We're going to need maintenance companies for our tanks. We're going to need better artillery. Could research better battleships as well. We should get some close air support. No, that's a priority. We are going to take a fighter aircraft designer still, just because I'm concerned about the enemy air forces more than I think. Well, maybe we should take a strategic bomber. Yeah, we should take a strategic bomber, actually, now I think about it. Back up our fort destruction campaign. Just have them all deployed. I just generally like having everyone deployed. So how many... we're making 1.4 heavy tanks a day. They're so expensive, but fortunately, we are the Soviet Union, so we are resource rich. We dial back. Justification's finished. Okay. Let's get some men on the front. Let's do this thing. Okay, everyone can stop training. We're all regulars now. Great. And you can feed some men to the larger ones. As can you. There we go. Okay. So let's see how this goes. I'm very curious as to whether we're going to be able to push even a little. And the thing is, with level 10 forts, the AI won't try to push. So it's not like they're going to grind themselves out on our forts. Because the AI is smarter than that now. And we should concentrate our attacks in the south. Maybe our strategic bombers will be sufficient. We'll see, I guess. You can be the... you can be the naval guy. We'll use one of our crappy field marshals to man you up. Sure. Slightly better promotion cost. And you, my good friend, are blue through and through. And you, my good friend, are also blue. We'll give you a different symbol, too. There you go. Wavy. That looks kind of like, you know, water, so that makes sense. This is the Divinity 2 Original Sin soundtrack, by the way. It's an extraordinarily good soundtrack. Extraordinarily good soundtrack. You should absolutely check out the game if you haven't already. It is well worth a play. There we go. Good thing about the Soviet Union, not many ports to deal with. There's radio. Is this research slot full? Oh, let's let this one full and we can put it on computing. That should work well. I'm very concerned. I think this winter war may go on forever. Also, if Japan declares war on us, they might join the Japanese faction, which might be interesting. All right, we need to declare this war so that we can. Well, do you need to win the war so you can do the next research? I don't recall. Has had a war. Well, have you had a war if the war isn't finished? I'm not convinced you have. Having had a war. You know, you haven't had a girlfriend. Well, no, you've had a girlfriend if your girlfriend dumps you. Right? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's do this thing. Hey, Finland, give me clay. So, all the men, strap bomb for all you're worth. And we'll give extra ground crews. And obviously the fighters can do that. I'm going to leave all the... Only the CAS. We don't even have any CAS, do we? No. Okay, so we're not going to do any close air support, I think. I think that's the way forwards. Right, we can attack this place from a lot of directions. Can you attack him? Yes. You can't, though, just to make sure. Okay. One attack. Predictably enough. Just one attack. Well, stop that then. So I guess we just have to see if we can bomb down their forts. Which is going pretty well so far. We've already broken one level. He's leaving. Alright. We've already, it looks like almost globally broken one level of fort. Can I take the focus now? Hey, I can. So. Don't think any of those are useful. Maybe we get the strap bomb guy? We should get industrial concern, really, shouldn't we? Or we could go free trade. We probably should go free trade. And then, yeah, all that's going to make us do is import a bit of aluminium from Gran Colombia. That seems fine for now, I think. I'm not sure why they left this province, but I'm not going to question it much. Okay, well, I think this will work. I think we're going to be able to... well, here we go. Look, we're down 2 fort levels. 3 fort levels. Nice. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it a part there. With, I think we're in a pretty good position. Let me just do this so I don't forget next time. I think we're in a pretty good position. Japan is going against us, which is interesting. We're going to see them create the Manchurian army. Preemptive war. I don't know when they take that. We'll just have to find out. But either way, thank you ever so very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please do give it a like if you. It helps out a great deal. And I'll see you very soon in the next episode. Tomorrow, in fact.